Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports. Today, we're going to talk about Deandre Hopkins. Should the Lions sign him or not? Right? If you sign Deandre Hopkins, that is going to add a lot of depth to your wide receiver core. But he is older, right? He is going to cost a lot of money, and that's probably why the Lions will stay away from him.
I don't think we need him. What is he, 31?
He's 30.
He's 30. And the Cardinals just dumped him.
Yep. Because they suck and he wants to play for a good team.
Yeah. But refresh my memory. He's played elsewhere.
Yes, he played in Houston.
He wasn't a locker room favorite wherever he's been. I mean, a great ability, yes. But as far as being likable, this guy is bound to cause problems in the organization. He just is. And like you said, with the money, they're going to probably, what is he, about 18 to 20 mil a year?
Well, he's probably going to try and get around what Odell got. So
we got enough. I mean, we got Khalif Raymond. We got
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones when he comes back. I mean, when we got him.
Got Williams when he comes back.
Williams when he comes back.
St. Brown.
And of course, St. Brown. We got a really good receiving core, and no, that's my decision on him.
Yeah, I think we all feel the same about that. I mean, I just don't see the point. I mean, I know a lot of people are excited. You can get excited about every good player. We can't. There's no room for them.
Nope.
I don't think. I mean, you have. We're talking about if a healthy receiving core. Sure, if 2 or 3 guys go down or something like that, you probably would want to sign somebody like that. But I just don't think he would add that much to our team with the receiving. I love our offense really right now. I don't think there's anything more other than staying healthy, which you can't predict.
Yep.
The only thing I would sign if I were the Lions is if they felt the need for it, is a guy like Quentin Williams. Other than that, the defensive tackle is the only real spot where you look at it and you go, yeah, we can improve there.
Yep. But my only argument to signing Hopkins, yes, we don't necessarily have the room for him. But if you add him, that makes it a whole lot more difficult to cover, right? Because once you get Williams back, you're going to have to pick who you're double teaming. And somebody is going to be open and somebody's going to catch the ball.
I think they're going to be a nightmare for anyone to cover.
Yes.
And like I said, we're speaking purely from the fact that these guys will be healthy. You have a great receiving tight end, I believe, in Laporta. I think he's going to
Gibbs.
Be from all accounts, Laporta's.
You're going to have Gibbs.
Really that's what I'm saying. Imagine you have
David Montgomery. He's a good
I'm just saying. Back. Imagine on your plays, right? And if you sign Hopkins, this is the only argument. You would have Laporta as your catching tight end on that play. You would have St. Brown, Marvin Jones, Williams, and Hopkins as your wide receivers on that play. And then you would have Gibbs as your running back. And Goff would have 6 different people who easily can catch the ball and make a play out there on the field.
Yes.
Right? And you're not double teaming all 6 of those guys. So somebody is going to make a play whenever you throw the ball. So that is the only argument to signing DeAndre Hopkins. He is too much money, but if you did sign him, your offense couldn't be stopped on the passing game at all.
Not if our offensive line, which they should, gives Goff any time. You can't cover all those guys. But I still think they're in that position anyways. The offensive line gives them time. You got so many options on that offense. I see our offense probably averaging close to 30 points a game. We should.
Yes,
we should.
We should score a lot this year. We should be a top 5 offense. There's no excuse to why we should not be a top 5 offense this year with who we got. If Goff just has to play the same he did last year. He doesn't have to play any different.
Just don't turn the ball over.
And he did.
He has motivation because, like I said, as well as he played last year, he's still not being recognized as one of the top quarterbacks, even in the NFC.
And that's fine.
I've seen something where they didn't even put him in the top 5 in the
They're
NFC.
putting Kyler Murray ahead of him.
Right.
I think he's
it's
much better
ridiculous.
than Kyler Murray.
But that's what I'm saying. DeAndre Hopkins would improve your offense. Is it necessarily needed? No. Your offense will be fine without him. It would just be better with him, regardless of if he's there or not. You are going to be
agree.
good. And with that being said, right, there isn't really anyone else, right? Antoine Green might end up being some amazing wide receiver.
And you don't even know. I'm not saying undrafted free agents are the answer or anything like that, but for what they have, they don't need to pay a receiver that kind of money right now. Down the road, you're going to have to make that decision with Amon St. Brown, and probably. But I don't really care. I think Jameson Williams is a 3 or 4 year player, and then they're going to get rid of him because wide receivers are always there,
just like with running backs
in the draft,
and you don't pay them.
Don't pay them. I don't like it
Unless you're a star,
extremely unique player, a guy like. And I've said this before. Instead of DeAndre Hopkins, give me Cooper Kupp. I'll give up a number 1 for Cooper Kupp.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
I like him as a person, as a player, everything. And I think Cooper Kupp would be the guy. If you told me that, he would be the exception for going after
at the moment, wide receiver wise, the organization's going to have to decide between Jameson Williams and Amon St. Brown.
Which I don't think is a hard choice. You're not. You're gonna. Jameson Williams is going to be out of here.
It's still debatable whether Jameson Williams is even going to pan out.
I think if given the chance, he's healthy. I think Jameson Williams is going to be a hell of a player, and you could trade him,
and they probably will
for a number 1 pick, maybe.
Or
even for a high draft pick.
If he goes all out,
which is what they should
in
do
the next 2 years after his suspension's done, and he goes all out until his 5th year option's there,
straightens up.
Right, you are probably going to trade him if you're keeping St. Brown. Now, it could be the other way around. He could come back from suspension, play 1.5 years amazing, and you decide to keep Williams, and you trade St. Brown. It's going to go one or the other. One guy's leaving, one guy's staying. You are not keeping both those guys.
No.
But at the same time, if the organization's smart, and Brad Holmes has been, when you trade Williams, guess what you're going to do? You're going to draft his replacement.
Exactly. Yep. And that is what we have said is the difference between the Lions. Is this ownership, this management team, this coach.
Yep.
These guys, unlike everybody else, seem to understand the cap and how to use their money and what to do. And they're not afraid to do the unpopular thing and cut a player when they need to.
And with the one thing
that's what you have to do when you're a successful team. You have to be able to say, yeah, he's good. I'm not paying him.
And the one thing you have to look at, right, in talking about the general manager, you have to realize Brad Holmes was helping run the Rams before they won the Super Bowl. His 1 year he wasn't with them.
Right.
Was his first year here where he gave them Stafford to keep his quarterback with him.
Right. Because where Jared Goff didn't work with McVay, he works with us. He does what we need him to do. What the Rams are doing isn't what we're doing. The Rams took one giant shot, and they did it. You got to give them credit. They won the Super Bowl, but it could have very easily gone the other way, and they would have been.
And we arguably would have won the trade.
It could have been at least. You could name a dozen different incidences during that playoff where that one play goes wrong here, one play goes wrong there. They don't make the Super Bowl.
And that's what you had to kind of decide.
Going
back
would
around.
Be mad. Yeah, I know they don't want to hear it. It's all like crying, but it isn't crying. It's an observation. Is that they were extremely lucky to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why it comes back around, right? Is it worth that risk probably for us to go after DeAndre Hopkins? No. Right? If we pan out and get him, that might be a piece that gets us there, but it's not probably going to happen. But, with that being said, right? Like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, do all that fun stuff. Until next time, we'll see everybody soon.